Good morning, Plum here. Not playing World of Tanks, I'm watching Pippin playing World of Tanks. He sent me this replay in. I've been having a lot of trouble with replays lately. I've been trying to make some replay videos for you lovely people, and no matter what I seem to try and do, they all just keep crashing on the startup screen. Unless it's the most recent version. So I have the old versions. Someone's trolling him a little bit. Anyway, that doesn't matter. It only seems to work if it's the most recent version of Tanks, which is now the version with the escort mission in it. Anyway, so this was just sent in day before yesterday, and this is Pippin, and he's in his PZ1C, one of my favourite tanks in the game. If you're a regular on the channel, you'll know that. With this amazing gun on it. It's a scary gun actually. 7.9mm armor piercing Patron 318 SMK RS Spirit gun. Try saying that again without looking at it. So this is going to be a pretty quick game. What I'm intending to do is watch Pippin's. Haven't watched it yet, of course. Let's make that mini-map a bit bigger. That's what this gun does. It just tears other guns apart. It's amazing. First kill goes to Pippin, and now we're going to get a second one now. Is the reloads... It's fair, the reload, because you can't have this gun reloading too quickly. There's kill number 2. 2 tanks down. We are moving across... what map is this? Runeberg. Like it ain't no thing. We're just cruising. We're just shooting tanks. Lightly armoured tier 2s, tier 3s just cannot withstand the punishment that this little cannon dishes out. We're just going to sit and aim these ones. Going to get closer. Get closer. He's playing quite smart here. He's just taking a few wily shots, realising he's a bit far away, I think, to do obvious penetrations. And then we get kill number 3. The game is only 1 minute and 50 seconds old. So we've encircled the red team, frankly. This is now just fish in a barrel, quite literally. I think I lost my train of thought earlier. I'm going to have a go in my PZ1C after this match, give you a live game too, and see if I can't do it. Now he is obviously AFK. Easy kill for the PZ1C. Now if you have not seen it, I made a really good video called Love World of Tanks, and it's all about the PZ1C, and it is epic in every sense of the word. You just got to give it the first minute to get going, because that's what the music dictates. But it's on my best videos, kind of most popular videos on my homepage. Go and find it and check it out. Gonna get our next kill. We're just mopping up now. It's wonderful, this little gun, because when you've got a top tier game like this and you've only got tier 2s and tier 3s to shoot at, you don't need to be that close to these tanks to destroy them, especially when they've got so few hit points left. You come across targets that are half a map away, you just spam that fire button and the shots just fly out in this fan effect, and you only need 1 or 2 to connect. Now look, that enemy tank, the RF-35, has got a whole heck of a bunch of friendly tanks arriving at its door, but can Pippin secure that last kill? Can he get over there and do it? Here we go. That's what it's like I preempted what he was going to do. Awesome little game in the PZ1C. Let's take a look at his post-game stats. Hopefully I can have a game similar in a second. Now obviously that's not going to be everyone's cup of tea for a good game of tanks, just going around stomping all over the enemy. Maybe it is. He got a top gun. He also gets his first class mastery badge, killing 8 tanks. Now you don't get the medals that you'd expect because it's less than tier 4. You only get all the good things like Radley Waters, etc. when you're playing tier 4 or above, I do believe. So that's why that's not popped up. How did he do on the XP front? 839, a good chunk ahead of his next best player, the Armada 2, and we didn't come top on damage done. The Armada 2 did. It's just getting all those kills that seemed to rack up his overall score at the end. Shots fired 248. I can probably play tanks for about an hour and not fire 248 shots playing all my other regular tanks, but in the PZ1C, that's a breeze. One game that's 3.5 minutes long. If you want to get a tanking fix, play a low tier autoloader like that thing, and yeah, you'll rattle through the shells. It's an absolute joy. Actually, I'll put a link on the screen to my Love World of Tanks video, because you haven't watched it in a year or so. Watch it again, because it's so good. I spent about a week making that video and getting all the timings right and getting all the right footage for it. It's set on Himmelsdorf to the 1812 Overture. It's really good. I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but it is just really, really good. Even Jingles liked it. That's why it got so many views, because he put it on his Facebook page. Anyway, let's try and have a game myself now in the PZ1C, and I'll roll over to the start of that one. Right, welcome to my live game. Now, unlike Pippin, who was quite fortunate with his matchmaking, I've been really hit hard by a heavy tier 5 game. So we're going to see two sides then, aren't we? To the Panzerkampfwagen F1C, whatever designation you want to give it, the PZ1C. And we'll see if I can do any good on Abbey in it. Now, obviously, penetrating tier 5s with this little gun is really tricky. You cannot pin the front on most of them, I dare say. I'm going to be looking for the softer, weaker targets, basically. Now, do I dare try and go into the Abbey at the start? I'm not sure. I can probably be the first one there. This is risky. I mean, this is really, really, really quite risky. But I see I've got the Skoda behind me. I'm in. Let's just see if anyone wants to pop through this little gap over here. He's coming. Oh, God, I'm in trouble now. Need to bail and get out of there fast. There's nothing I can do against that Skoda T24. A snappy little handbrake turn. I was hoping nothing would come through the gap, but obviously it did. Another reload straight away. Now there's some targets I can hurt over there, so I'm thinking bail on this position. Use the speed and manoeuvrability of the PZ1C to relocate completely. Now, the trouble is now I'm a one-shot, which isn't good for anybody. Those hills over there, they're too steep, aren't they? You can't just barrel at them and ride over the top, which is a shame. Oh, it's a T28 as well. Oh, I'm going to have to play this very carefully indeed, because I'm essentially a one-shot. It's good because I can probably penetrate most of these tanks frontally. However, yeah, I'm going to go with the UE and yeah, I'm going down this way. Try and get behind these tanks that are obviously pushing forwards. Although, maybe I shouldn't. I'm doing an awful lot of driving around in this game and not much anything else, it would seem. Just as I was about to put my shots in. This is so unfair. Are they just going to swing around? I see the T114, that's hard. I'm going to go towards their base. I think I might even just go and cap. This game's lost for me. I can't really hurt the T14, I do not think. The Skoda T24, if I can shoot him in the butt. Go and get close, try and help out. Ooh, now there's a tank I can hurt. The Su-76. Oh, and there's two of them over there. Okay, I'm going to have to try and get up on a ridge here and not get detected as I approach. Basically. Should I just barrel in? I think I know where the PZ... Oh, he's seen me now. But has he seen me? If he's focused on a friend over there... I'm not going to be able to kill him, am I? 5 seconds on this reload left, but he appears to be totally ignoring me, so this is a win. Okay, let's go and try and kill the Skoda if we can. And then we can go and reset the cap, hopefully. The Skoda looks like he's in that little gap. Watch your driving, Plum. The Skoda appears to be in that little gap that he came through at the start when he killed me, or tried to kill me. So maybe I can catch him unawares here. Maybe. Trying to get my shots down. I'm not going to survive this. Ooh. I just managed to get out of there alive. He says. I'll use the gap between these tanks, hopefully. That's what I needed. Him to fire a shot, basically. Finally, we actually get a kill. How long's left on the cap? This has turned into quite a good game, you know. I'm quite pleased. I am now hoping that I can get across here and not be destroyed by anything. I've got to reset the cap. I'm going to start preloading the premium rounds. The only way I'm going to better hurt this guy is in the rear, I think. That's all. That's unfortunate. Couldn't do anything else, I'm afraid. Those little rounds. I should have been reloading the APCR on the way over, knowing what was over there. Unfortunately. Damn it! Damn it! Still enjoyed that game a lot. 338, we managed to nudge first position, so even though it's a loss, it's a win. I'm taking that one home. 329 damage. Yeah, could have been better. Anyway, dragging up the little PZ1C in a tier 5, really big tier 5 game. That was half the enemy team were tier 5s, 2 tiers above me. Oh, I'm pretty stoked about that. Right, on to the next topic. Anyway, you should all get a PZ1C, and you should also go and rewatch my old video because it's great. Appearing on your screen now is a photograph of the book I'm holding in front of me. The one I've got in front of me is Mr. Skinny by Roger Hargreaves. I've been reading for the last 5 years Mr. Men books to my children, and I was reading Mr. Rude last night, which is my son's. I think it's my son's favourite, which is a bit disconcerting, as it's a very rude book for children, I guess. And I was looking at the picture on the back, thinking, just about my childhood and everything else. I think when I was a kid, it only went up to about number 28, Mr. Clumsy, back in the 80s. So I'm looking at it now, and there's 50 different Mr. Men. So I've made it as big as I can on the screen. You should be able to see all their names. If you put in the comments below, please, who is your favourite Mr. Man? Maybe we'll do Little Misses next, but I don't think there'll be as many responses for Little Misses, considering most of the audience here is male. Anyway, there's all the Mr. Men. And if you've got a funny little anecdote as why you like the Mr. Man that you like, you can either make it up because it just suits you as an adult now, which Mr. Man would you be, or you have got a favourite when you were a child. I've got a favourite, and I'll reveal that in the next video who my favourite is. He's obviously in the first 28. He is my childhood favourite Mr. Man. He's actually on the first row, there's another clue, and he's actually my favourite colour too. If you know what my favourite colour is, you can probably nail it down to just, I'm not going to say anymore. Anyway, and there they are. I was just curious. I was looking at it last night thinking, that'd be a nice little thing to put on the end of a video. Your favourite Mr. Man. Anyway, thanks to Pippin for sending in his little chaotic... hey, we both came top, didn't we? Well, that's cool. How to play the PZ1C in a high tier game when you're top tier, and how to play the PZ1C when you're bottom tier in a tier 5 heavy game. Just look for those weak points in their armour, and I mean kind of literally in my game, going around the map trying to find weak points to press home the advantage. I was lucky against that, was it the PZ3E, because he just totally ignored me until suddenly he seemed to wake up and start turning his gun around, but luckily the reload isn't so long. And in the end it was Homer Simpson that seemed to kill me, unfortunately. I really should have loaded APCR. Anyway, I think you've been staring at the Mr. Men long enough to have made your mind up, or already know without even looking at that screen which one's your favourite. Stick it in the comments below, and any good ones in the comments, I'll be reading them out in the next video. 2 videos in 2 days! Oh my god! It's some kind of crazy record I've set in the last couple of months. Anyway, keep your heads down, drink plenty of water, kind of pow, and I'll play Where the Tanks Probably not tomorrow, but maybe the day after. Take care. Bye-bye. Oh, have a good weekend too. It's Friday.